Hi everyone and welcome to the Skillliftt YouTube channel. I am Shahid, your instructor for this session. A little about me. I am an alumni of Reva University and have over 10 years of industry and academia experience. Throughout my career, I have helped thousands of learners build successful careers in AI and ML. And I am here today to help you do the same. This channel is your go-to place for learning AI ML step by step. So before we dive into today's session, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends because knowledge shared is power multiplied. Today we will begin with the fundamentals, your first practical session in AI ML. Whether you are a complete beginner or someone looking to sharpen your skills, this session is designed to be simple and hands-on. So let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we are going to walk through a Python script that calculates some basic statistics on a dataset. We'll cover how to compute the mean, median, mode, standard deviation and variance using Python libraries like NumPy and SciPy. So by the end of this video, you will understand not just what these statistics are, but also how to implement them in Python using some pretty straightforward code. So grab your coffee and let's dive in. So the first step is importing libraries. So first let's look at our imports we have. Okay. So the first line of code is we have written import space numpy as np. Okay, next line is from SciPy import stats. Okay, so these are the two line of codes we have written here. Now let me explain what's going on here. The import numpy as np statement is telling Python, hey, I want to use the Python library and I want to refer to it as np throughout my code. So why np or numpy? Okay. NumPy is a powerful library for numerical computing in Python. It gives us easy ways to handle arrays and matrices and offers a ton of functions to perform operations like averaging, summing or calculating other statistics very quickly. Okay, so then we import scipy.stats, which is part of the SciPy library. SciPy is another awesome library built on top of NumPy and it provides many additional functions for more advanced statistical calculations. Here we are using stats to get the mode of our dataset. Okay. So next is defining the function. So let's move on to the next part of the program where we define our functions. We start by writing def space calculate underscore statistics and in the bracket we are going to mention data. Okay, and this is the way we are going to initiate or define the function we want to use. So this is where we define a new function, okay, called calculate statistics. The data parameter is what we will pass into the function when we call it later. So basically this function will take in a data set and return various statistics based on that data. Inside the function, we start with data equal to np.array and in bracket we are going to mention data. So here we are taking the input data and converting it into a NumPy array. So why do we do this? Well, NumPy arrays are much faster and more efficient than regular Python lists and they allow us to perform vectorized operations. Remember, vectorized operations, okay, which means we can apply functions to all elements of the array at once rather than using loops. So this line is just ensuring that we are working with a NumPy array, which makes the statistical calculations a lot easier. Okay, so next thing is calculating the mean. Okay, this one's pretty straightforward. Mean is just the average of numbers in your dataset. Okay, so you add all the numbers together and divide by the number of elements. The NumPy function np.mean and in the bracket data, okay, does all of this for us, like under the hood. Understood? So this is how mean is calculated. For example, if our data set is 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 6 separated by commas. So the mean will be calculated as the sum of all these numbers divided by 9. That is the number of elements in this array. Okay. So next is calculating the median. So the median is the middle value in our data set. So if you sort the data in ascending order, the median is the number of the number that sits right in the center. Okay. So if you have an for example odd number of data points, it's simply the one in the middle. Now if you have a even number of data points, so it's the average of the two middle values. Okay. So for our data set, now the mean is 4. Okay, you can see the data set which we will be using in our program here. So when the data set is sorted, the median is 4. Okay, number 4. Now next, they calculate the mode. Now the mode is the value that appears the most in your data set. So in our example data set, the mode would be 4, since it appears 3 times, okay, more than any other number. Notice how we use stats.mode, okay, in bracket data, and we have written something called as keep dims equal to true. Okay, so this is from SciPy, and it's a little different from how we did the mean or median. The mode function returns an object that contains both the mode and the count of the mode. So you can say how many times it appears. Okay. So the keep dims equal to true argument ensures that we keep the dimensions of the original array, which can be helpful if you are working with multi-dimensional data. For simple 1D data like ours, it doesn't make a huge difference, but it's a good practice to include it. So if you plan to work with more complex data later. Next thing is we will calculate the standard deviation. So the line std underscore dev denotes standard deviation. So it's calculated using this formula or the line of code, that is np.std in the bracket data. So the standard deviation tells us how spread out the numbers in our data set are. Okay, a small standard deviation means the values are close to the mean, while a large standard deviation means they are more spread out. For example, if you have a data set where all the numbers are the same, like 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5 or 6, 6, 6, 6, the standard deviation will be 0 because there is no spread. Every value is the same as the mean. So in our data set, the standard deviation will show how spread out our values are. It's around somewhere between approximately 3.5, 3.6 or 3.7. Okay, so we will calculate and we will see what is the standard deviation. Next thing is we have to calculate the variance. So right after calculating the standard deviation, we have to calculate the variance. So the variance is very simple. It's the square of the standard variation. So it gives an idea of how much the numbers in our data set differ from the mean. While the standard deviation is in the same units as the data, so variance is in squared units. Okay. The next step is, so after calculating the statistics, we print the results. So each of these print statement you can see here in the screen. Okay. So each of these print statements is showing us one of the calculated statistics. So in curly braces, data prints out the original data set, and in all the things mentioned in the curly braces like a mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance, so display the calculated values for each of these statistics. Okay, so for the mode, we print both the mode itself and the count, okay, of how often it appears. So the mode of object has two attributes: dot mode for the value. Okay, here we can see that dot mode as for the value of the mode, and count for the frequency of how many times it is appearing. Okay, so example usage. Okay, the next thing we have to do is now we have to see what output. Okay, so we have to call what is the main function. Here this is the by default, it is the script we use or the format we use to call the main function. So here we imported the libraries. Here we defined what is the function and how we get the output results. Here it will check whether this particular main function is if this script is running as the main function. Okay, So this will define if it checks everything is correct, and the script whichever we have defined for the function is working directly as a, directly. So then the next things will be done. Okay, like calculating the statistics and providing the output results. But essentially there is where, this is where we input our data set, and then we call the statistics, calculate statistics function with this data. So the function will do all the heavy lifting for us, okay, and print out all the statistics we talked about earlier. Okay, so let us run this script, and we'll see how the output is done. Okay, so we can see all the print statements, okay, are providing the output in the display. So here we called out for data and print it in the script. So it is printing all the numpy array, whatever we have provided as an input. Here it is giving an output of mean, okay, median, mode. You can see the mode value is 4, okay, and it is appearing 3 times. You can see here it is appearing 3 times, the most number of times. So it is also providing the count of the frequency. So the standard value, standard deviation value is 1.49897, and variance is this much. So this is how you calculate the basic statistics, okay, and that's it. So we have just walked through how to calculate some key statistics in Python and using the NumPy and SciPy. So you now know how to find the mean, median, mode, standard deviation, and variance of any data set, and you also learned to implement this in Python. So before we wrap up, let's quickly review. We use NumPy for most of our calculations because it's superior efficient, super efficient, superior to, with arrays. SciPy helped us calculate the mode, including the frequency of that mode, and we printed the results, which is always satisfying because we can see the stats right there in the console, right? So I hope this tutorial was helpful. If you liked the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more Python tutorials. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I would like to help. Okay, so thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. If you enjoyed this practical session and want to take your skills to the next level, I have something incredible for you, our 30-day AI/ML bootcamp starting January 6, 2025. Here's what you will get. Learn AI/ML from scratch with daily live sessions. Build 4 capstone projects to showcase your skills like chatbots, image classifiers, and more. Master tools like TensorFlow, Keras, and GPT. Now, bonuses worth rupees 12,300 like resume templates, portfolio designs, and lifetime bootcamp access. And the best part, it's available for just rupees 499 only if you register today. Seats are filling fast, so don't miss this chance to start 2025 with the skills that matter. Click the link in the description to register now, and let's build your future together. Thank you for joining today's session. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more hands-on AI/ML tutorials. Let me know in the comments what topics you would like to learn next. Until then, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next video.